Hello everyone and welcome to another Self Dissects, and today we will be watching WS from Flipster Talon playing Axe. There's a lot I can share about Axe. This guy has been owning on the hero. He's playing versus Boom, a game in which I think they weren't really favored, but he pulled out a crazy performance, and we're gonna break it down and understand what he did. Yeah, and learn from it together. So he's playing Axe. He's laning with a Magnus position 4, and he's laning versus a pretty strong lane. One of the strongest lane of the patch, I would say. Naga Siren and Lina. These are heroes that are being played a lot. Obviously, they're going double melee versus this lane, so they're looking to creep manipulate, most likely, and at least try to split the lane and create 1 versus 1 situations, which could explain also his build, where he's hoping that he's going to lane versus Lina by herself. Lina is a hero that casts a lot of spells, therefore the magic stick and the Ringer of Protection is very good on Axe. It's a hero that has pretty low armor compared to the HP that he has. A hero that tanks creeps a lot just because of, you know, the concept of the hero. So you want to have enough armor. Every armor that you get when you tank creeps, and obviously tank right clicks from heroes, which is what your hero is designed for, matters a lot. Let's go straight to the laning phase. He is holding the skill point, as you do on Axe, even though in most cases, as you'll see, he goes for the call out facet. We could probably talk about that. So this is a facet that gives enemies that you call more attack speed and also gives Axe more armor when you click Berserker's Call. I think it's especially good against low attack speed heroes, just to make sure that they die to the Blade Mail. I personally like it versus Pangolier, for instance. I think it's very good. You get extra armor. Pango is all about reducing armor, and now you're gonna increase the chances of Pango killing himself if you do get a Blink Blade Mail call on him. So I think it makes a lot of sense in this game. He gets in a pretty bad trade situation. Okay, ends up dying. Let's skip that. Not the best for him. Rough start to the game. He's dead. Naga gets the first blood. He also misses the first wave, so this is far from ideal by Axe. What starts here is actually what Magnus is doing for Axe is amazing. Like, look at Magnus. He's bullying the Lina on her way back to the lane. They identify an out-trading situation, meaning they can both abuse the Lina and she's not able to trade back, which is why Magnus uses the blood grenade, by the way. He uses the blood grenade even though they know they're not gonna kill the Lina. Like, I can tell you that they know they don't have the damage and the Lina will get to the tower before, but they're just hoping to get her low enough so that Axe can lane safely. He skilled Battle Hunger, as I explained. It's always the best spell to skill, especially versus range heroes. It allows to help your 4 out-trade the 5, and it also can allow you to bully the enemy carry when the creeps are not about to die. Normal laning phase, playing for the last hits and the denies. He's aggroing the creeps back, as you should when you play versus a range carry hero, else you're gonna get right-clicked way too much for your liking. He's hoping to get to the Ring of Health. Makes a lot of sense versus Lina. That's a very heavy harass hero. You can see that he's respecting the power of Lina and Naga, and the reason for that is because they're both level 2 from the first blood, and he isn't himself. Okay, so he clicks the Battle Hunger on the Naga, and the reason for that, you could, you know, argue that it's better on Lina because, you know, you want to fight the Lina. She's a little bit weaker than Naga in terms of stats, but in reality, Lina's gonna go for the last hits, and Naga is the hero that will set up the kills. So if Naga is afraid or is out of the lane, Axe is safer. Very nice skewer back by the Magnus. Good trade. Pretty quiet lane so far, as it's normal. Double melee, they don't have a lot of kill potential. We'll fast forward. Okay, so that's a pretty cool situation here. I think saving the skill point is pretty good on Axe, especially if you don't aim to push the lane. And in this case, he really doesn't want to push the lane because he's playing with the Magnus. As you've seen before, the Magnus plays to skewer into the tower. That's like Magnus's biggest strength in the laning phase. So the closer they are to their tower, the stronger they are on the lane. Therefore, he doesn't kill counter Helix, even though most of the time you do. Now he sees a pretty cool trade situation. He gets closer. He realizes, oh, they're actually giving me the call. Shockwave to set it up. Double call. Very cool. Which will set up for the skewer. Very nice spell usage by them. It might not be enough, but do they kill Naga? Naga actually ends up living. But the damage is done. Like, this is actually really good for Axe if you think about it. Magnus died, but Lina is completely out of resources. So is Naga. So this means that this Axe is gonna get a free creep wave into a Lotus. So you know, this will secure him the Ring of Health. He's very happy. Just happy. Magnus is absolutely owning. Super cool plays by the Magnus. And now these guys, because they were low, are gonna lose an entire creep wave under tower. He gets the Lotus, he gets the Ring of Health. This Axe is actually top 1 net worth now. But to be fair, I feel like his Magnus is really setting him up for success. He's outplaying the enemies by a lot. And now in this situation, he decides to change. Because as I've told you, like, he was battle hungering the Naga for good reasons, and we explained why. Now you can see that when it's not about the creep waves and fighting for the creeps, he will always battle hunger the Lina. Very strong spell. Like the slow level 1, like 18% movement slow is absurd. It's very high value spell, and it's been buffed in the last patch, as you can see, in 7.29. So this spell is getting better and better. It's also a lot of damage if you can't remove it. For level 1 spell, it's a very high 1 damage. And a very low mana cost. He's hoping to get to his Vanguard. Nice call. Now he's very strong and he knows it. And he enjoys trading HP because he bought the Ring of Health. Took a lot of damage before he got the Vanguard. I'm not a big fan of it personally, because obviously when you buy the Vanguard, it's based on the HP you actually have. So ideally it would have been better to not take as much damage, but it's fine. Now Vanguard versus Nagalina, when the Ring of Protection, he's almost unkillable. Like, he's very, very hard to take down. Which will allow his Magnus to rotate on other lanes, maybe check runes. Cool play. They go for the kill on Mag, and he instantly goes on the Lina because he realizes that Lina is the damage leader. And he saves his Magnus by just bullying the Lina. Alright, let's see his decision making now. Now it's interesting, because the lanes are about to break. As you can see, the Vanguard is paying dividends, they literally cannot touch him. Ruby TPs, but all of this is super useless. This Axe is almost unkillable. Look at the amount of space, how much they're using. This means that Undying should get pressured, or this gives a lot of space to his safe lane Tiny, and he's gonna regen up really quickly. So I love the Vanguard decision in this game. It's paying off big time. It's also gonna allow him to clear these stacks much more efficiently without losing HP. Goes for boots. Calls for his team to help him, because they're going on him even though he's very tanky. It works. Naga dies because of it. Stacks for himself, because the lane is completely free now. He has free reign over this lane. And also denies the neutral camp from the Lina. So since he's strong and he feels like it's really hard for them to kill him, he's actually playing up in the lane. He could be maximizing in the jungle, but he decides not to. I like that concept in this game. I think it's very cool. He has pretty greedy cores, like his Tiny and Storm want to farm creeps. These are heroes that enjoy playing greedy. So the fact that he's playing up on the map is, I think, pretty nice for his cores. Even though he could decide to rise himself, he could decide to stack Ancients and farm deeply. I like, you know, just the fact that he's here right now, he's like offering a lot of information to his team. He's gonna scout people. Okay guys, he just saw Naga, Naga is bottom, Lina is on the lane. All that info is very valuable. They're very upset about him, but again, they cannot touch him. Maxing counter Helix, makes sense, he wants to get to his blink as fast as possible. You never want to go for ancient stacks before you get level 4 counter Helix. I think it's extremely inefficient, and chances are that you're not even going to be able to clear it. If it took you more than one attempt to clear it, then it was too early, guys. Nice rotations from his Storm, paying dividends. So we could only assume that the fact that he dragged so much attention onto him on the bot lane made a lot of space for his Storm. You know, Storm is top on net worth, he probably got some runes. And that is also, it's a snowball effect. It's related to what Axe did on the bot lane. They're double TPing on him. I don't think he has an idea of what's happening. He's dead here, because the Undying slow is too much and Rubik is saving the lift. All good. It's pretty close to his blink. So he went 2-2 in the skill build. I think it's quite interesting. I mean, I kind of get it. I feel like you kind of... Axe is one of these heroes where you're very happy with both. They both scale really well. And for the Berserker Call, it's mainly about the cooldown of the spell, matching the Blink Dagger cooldown. Because, you know, as you can see, Blink Dagger, it's a 15-second cooldown. And this spell level 1 is 17. So, you know, you're kind of happy when every time you have Blink up, Call is ready, and vice versa. And the second spell, as I've said, it scales like crazy, and it's just a really strong spell. So you want to max out as much as possible. It also synergizes with your shard. That is amazing on Axe. I think you should almost always buy it when you get the chance. We'll see what he does. But anyways, he gets his Blink Dagger ready. Magnus is close to him with a smoke. So he decides to insta-smoke and he smokes himself. I kind of get it. I want to talk about that. So when you play a Blink initiating hero and you're farming Blink, enemies, good players are gonna know more or less when you're Blink timing it. So imagine Bad Boon's perspective. They've been playing versus this Axe. He's been farming these camps. He's been here. He's been playing in the lane. And now all of a sudden, he's not laning anymore. Magnus is showing bottom, Axe is missing. Obviously, they can guess that Axe has a Blink Dagger and Axe is smoked, so that, because it's daytime, and he wants to make sure that when he ganks, he's unseen until it's too late, and then he gets the kills. Do not autopilot, do not insta-smoke when you get your Blink, unless you know that it's a good smoke. So now, if he really wants to get the 14-minute rune, or they have a plan to fight for the enemy wisdom, because it's coming on 14, I like the smoke. Because basically it's like, I don't care whether it hits or not. We're gonna, if it doesn't hit, we're still getting an objective that we value. In that case, it is a good smoke. But for you guys in your own games, this thing about I get a Blink from my courier, I instant smoke, be careful with it. Because sometimes it backfires. Read the game for what it is anyway. And sometimes you get your Blink and you keep on farming a little bit more because the situation did not present itself. Or the smoke just isn't good. It's gonna have the same effect on the enemies. Like, but stay missing. Do not show on the map with your Blink Dagger. You're gonna keep them guessing. Is Axe smoked? They're gonna play safe. They're gonna get back on the map. You can see that he wants to play for rune. This is why he's smoking himself. And now it's good. Even if they know and they read it, and they kind of look like they do, as you can see, like they're playing very safe. Bad Boon. He knows that he's gonna secure the. Okay, they actually don't have a single clue. And it hits 2 heroes, so, you know, good for him. Double kill into DD for solo. Amazing Blink reveal. Now they're gonna keep chasing. They realize that the Penguin is out of position. Alright, let's look at the Axe, what he does here. I think it's pretty cool. I think the sound is a bit loud to me, but... If we go here, they go on Pango, and he realizes that this Pango is going to die. Like, he's actually dying, and... You look at his position, he's waiting for the next target to jump. And as soon as he sees I'm dying, he now gets... He doesn't even get Pengu because Pengu did die, as he read it correctly. And he gets the follow-up go on the line. Amazing, they get a double kill because of him. So far, this has been like an absolutely godlike performance by him. Like the Blink reveal has gotten them 4 kills, a DD on Storm, and a mid tower. This is as good as it gets. He also gets to steal the enemy triangle, and... You know, he's missing. I think that's something that's really cool when you play heroes that play on pickups like Axe, Legion Commander. Try to miss as much as you can and only show when it's really valuable for you, you know? So, look at the decision here. He doesn't touch this wave yet. You know, he could have went for this wave. But these are only 4 creeps. So he's like, I'm gonna wait for more creeps to come. I will keep hiding, which means this guy is probably scared. Like, think about the Lina. This is what Lina sees. I don't know. You know, and Rubik is probably running here because Lina is telling him they might jump me. You know, it's completely dark. So Rubik's and that is because the Axe is not showing on the map. He's firing neutrals, and so it does damage. Even though it doesn't feel like you do damage, you actually do damage. You hurt the enemy's ability to make moves because this Rubik, instead of like making a play, he's trying to protect his Lina from a threat that actually doesn't exist. And now obviously there are 8 creeps that are about to die, or however so many. This is too much gold. You go for it and you clear it. That's fine. And as soon as you're done clearing it, boom, you go back to the fog. And you always stay in the fog of war. You play for objectives. And you keep your enemies scared, basically. always ready to fight the runes, makes a lot of sense. They have a Storm Spirit, one of the best heroes in the game to get runes on. Regen on Storm. Amazing. They click another smoke. He's leading the charge. It makes sense. So he has a Magnus, and obviously Magnus spell is higher AoE, so it's better for Axe to start the fight, and if enemy and then see how the enemies are going to react to his jump, and then Magnus is going to get the follow-up jump. Again, same concept as what he did in the mid lane. Look at this. His Storm jumps the Rubik. He realizes that, okay, obviously this Rubik is dead, so he doesn't show. He stays in the smoke, and he's trying to get somebody else instead. He saw the Pango. Well played by GPK. Cancelled his blink into roll, so this Pango is fine. He's gonna TP out. Good attempt by the Axe. Oh, he actually got him. Wow, I thought he didn't. Wow. Oh, this was absolutely amazing. That's why he gets it, because very big plays by the Axe. Like, must have been perfect range. Must have been perfect range. Every kill that you get on Axe gives you armor. Very valuable in a game like this, for instance. Goes back for the blade mail. I love it. I think it's very good, especially... I think you should almost always have a blade mail on Axe, the way I see it. Almost always. Versus Lina, versus Pango, these are heroes that are just gonna die. And they also have a much harder time focusing you in fights. Not only when you blink call, basically. 18-minute rune is coming up. He's angling mid. He's always ready for the runes. So he's making his Storm, like giving his Storm the game of his life. Ignores the Undying, doesn't care about him, and goes for the supports instead. Very nice decision. Absolutely amazing. Undying should have cancelled his blink, to be honest. I think Undying wasn't watching, because this is absolutely crazy that the Axe is allowed to blink, but whatever. Double kill. He gets tipped by the Undying. Now the reason why he actually shows on this wave is because they're dead. There's nothing happening, you know. He's alone on this side of the map, so he's not gonna make a play around here. And he wants to push the waves in, basically. Because pushing the waves means enemies have to show, and they have to split when they farm the waves. Like somebody's gonna, you know, farm the creeps that are coming mid, so they're gonna split up, which is gonna give Axe basically kill threat. And this is something that you do as killers. Once you push the wave, always think about following the wave, basically. When you're looking for kills in Dota, follow the waves that you pushed. Because enemies are going to collect the farm that is coming towards them. And therefore you're going to be able to jump them. And he stays in the fog of war, like Radiant don't see him. He knows the limits, and he's just hiding in the fog, So if this Lina was to touch this creep wave, she would just instantly die. Very cool by him. Very patient. He knows that somebody's gonna want this farm. There's no way this Lina... And look, Lina is coming in. There's no way this Lina doesn't want this. Like, she wants this for sure. She's scared. She kind of knows. Like, let's watch. Like, Lina has the sense that, hey, I'm gonna get jumped here. So, good presence of mind by the Lina. She does, you know, a good player versus another good player, basically. Let's go back to the fight. They don't want to go on the hill against Undying. Smart by them. It's hard to fight him if he plants the tomb on the hill. Gates connect to his team because he probably has a feeling that the fight might be happening. He keeps farming creeps. It's important. Don't, you know, keep scaling on Axe. It's a hero that scales really well. So when you're looking for kills, do not ruin your game by never touching neutral camps. On your way to the places you want to be, farm camps. But favor the camps that are close enough to the action. So decide where you want to play, decide where you want to apply pressure, and farm around there. Right, he's going BKB next. It makes sense. I think in some games you could buy the shard here, but he's playing versus a great BKB game. He's also thinking about the Naga sleep, stopping him from killing people when he gets a good jump. And the only way to fix that is by having BKB. Make sure you press BKB blade mail, and then if your jump is good, you will get the kills. Naga cannot stop. Alright, Bedboom is fighting. I hear the roll coming. They're trying to chain stun the storm. Okay. Let's look at WS perspective. We'll just focus on him. What does he see? He sees a Rubik. He waits a little bit to try to see more. So very patient by him. You see that? Very patient. And now he thinks... He might be thinking... These are Ilus. He doesn't know. He thought he got more. So he gets the Rubik. He doesn't kill him, unfortunately. It's not enough. Meanwhile, a big fight is happening. Amazing RP. Let's see his decision. Doesn't commit. Waits for... You see that? So, the reason why he does that... I mean, let's keep playing actually. He wants to make sure that nobody will be able to cancel his Blink Dagger. So, he actually runs away here. So now he can decide whether either to jump back in, because he has Blade Mail, or to blink out. Unfortunately, GPK is quicker than him, and is able to cancel his Blink Dagger, which is quite unfortunate. So he might end up dying for that. Wow. Okay, they fucked up. Bedboom fucked up big time here. Ends up living, but is pretty lucky. I think he should die there. Alright, they smoke. It's about the rush. Tiny's getting jumped. Alright, let's watch this again. They smoke close to their Tiny. They probably have a notion that he could get attacked. He gets attacked. He wants to jump Lina, right? They can't cancel him. Perfect range on the jump. Double jump on Lina and Rubik. Amazing. Gets the blade mailed off. Lina is killing herself on the blade mail. That is the strength of Axe. Nothing saves you from that. Very nice dunk. It's really important to get the dunk off, of course. The movement speed bonus, the kill armor bonus, like all of it is... Look at this. Axe has plus 50 armor. Like, and the kill, it lasts for 6 seconds. So basically, if Axe gets a kill, he's really hard to stop. So you really want to make sure that you let Axe get the kills. It also helps his team. He's waiting patiently to get his blink. Perfect chain stun. This is some... Let's just watch the fight again, just for the sake of it, because it's lovely. Look at this fight. Oh. This is some good Dota. This is some very good Dota. And ultra kill. This Axe has been absolutely owning this game, playing amazing. His team is also playing really well. I think I'm really impressed with the Magnus too. He's not the guy we're watching, but he's had amazing impact on the game so far. He goes Shard next. Understandable. I think this is one of the best shards in the game, literally. So always buy it when you get the chance. He prioritized BKB over Shard in this game. I also agree with that decision. I think it's a really good decision. And it's understandable that he would go back for the Shard. He doesn't buy it yet, so maybe he will do something else. Or maybe he's just busy, you know, playing the game. Always in the fog of war, never letting his enemies know where he is. Okay, he went for the Kaya first. Interesting. I mean, I personally love Kaya on Axe and Kaya Send especially. Like, to me, this build is perfect. Like, this is a build I really enjoy. The reason for... Kaya might sound weird to you guys, but the reason for that is, first of all, the spell amp on Axe is amazing, because his spells are pure damage, and usually pure damage is like hard to get in Dota, because it ignores magic resistance, it ignores armor, and these things scale in the game, because enemies are going to get more magic resistance and more armor with levels and with items and with stats. Therefore, the pure damage matters even more in mid game, and it matters even more in late game, if that makes sense. Because it ignores the fact that they're getting stronger. Pure armor basically is late game, okay? It scales. And Kaya amplifies the pure damage. So it is great. Same for the Killing Blade on Axe. Like, getting 10% amp on this spell is also amazing. It synergizes with your level 20 talent. So I really like Kaya Senj. I think what Kaya Senj is also going to give him is slow resistance. And he plays on movement speed. He took the plus 10 movement speed active per battle hunger, which is gonna synergize with his shard. So basically, when he's gonna call and he's gonna apply battle hunger on several targets, he's gonna be really fast. And with the Kaya Senj, he's also gonna be unslowable because it provides slow resistance. So essentially, it's gonna be really hard to stop this Axe from disengaging after he jumped the first time, which is going to allow him to jump the second or the third time. And usually when that happens with the Blink Initiator, if you're allowed to jump again, this is usually when you carry the fight. Unless your first jump was so amazing that the fight is already over. They have an insane lead. The last fight might just dictate the game. Let's see how he plays it out.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Tries to call him on the way. Didn't really work. He gets it. Pretty gifted to him, to be honest, but it's fine. His team is doing the heavy lifting right now. He doesn't need to do anything. They even killed Lina, so the game is pretty much over, to be honest. Like, they're too far ahead. They have completely owned them. So honestly, great gameplay. I think they played the lane really well. Mag and Axe. I don't think they did anything theoretically special, but they just outplayed their enemies. Great early game decision making to keep pressuring. And as soon as he got his blink, I think the game was basically flawless. The blink reveal was crazy. He gets 4 kills plus the mid tower. And from there and on, he's just at the right place at the right time every time. And his spellcasting is very on point. So this is a masterclass on Axe, basically. So that will be it for the set dissects on WS Axe. I hope you learned a couple things. I definitely did. So see you next time.